Hello guys and gals, this is What's Spawn What Ifs here, and this is going to be part 4, I believe, of What If Deku Was a Robot. And so, in the last part, we left off with with Deku, Mina, Omega, and a couple of other robots, saving their brothers and sisters, that being other robots which are intelligent, so basically AI. And well, as they, went ahead and tried to save them, let's just say that they got noticed by, well, the Division. Pretty much, if you guys don't know, there are two factions currently located in Japan, the Division and the Syndicate. The Syndicate are essentially is a group of people led by Overhaul who want to take advantage of robots, those who are at least smart, by making them into their own puppets and then, well, causing harm to others. While the Division is the exact opposite. They hate robots and, well, they're pretty much inquisitors which go after robots, destroying any and all they see, except the stupid ones, which are still being used in the world for construction purposes and all that. And so as the Division in the last part went ahead and tried to stop Deku, Omega, and, well, Mina going ahead and, well, freeing all the robots, something happens. That something being that, well, 20 heavy-duty robots, those being essentially, well, siege robots, come out of the ocean and then start firing, well, on Tokyo. Needless to say, the Division weren't expecting this, and their agents were caught off guard, with quite a few of them actually getting killed. But at that point, the heroes arrive along with their reinforcements, but that does not matter, as the majority of the robots they needed to save were already well free. And that is when they simply went ahead and went back into the ocean. And, well, as we now go again to Deku, who is currently in their main base, speaking to Mina. And now, this is a bit of a time skip. This is currently going on 2 weeks from where this exactly happened. But, as well, as Deku and Mina are speaking, something pops up on the television which they have there. And as they go ahead and look at it, what they see is, well, the Division's main, well, the head of the Division, that being Dabi, although in this What If he's actually a good guy, who is, well, a rather nice older brother to Todoroki. Although he doesn't particularly like Endeavor, although he's, let's just say, a bit more meh towards him. But as Dabi simply starts speaking and, well, he apologizes. Deku doesn't understand for what he apologizes, but that's when he says that he apologizes for the Division's, well, failure at stopping the robots to, well, get even more of their kind, and in the process, several civilians were killed, along with quite a few police, heroes, and the most Division agents. So safe to say that after this little blunder, Dabi went ahead to the news and, well, started apologizing, with most humans actually either not giving a damn or being like, why is he apologizing? He should be going after the robots. But the reason why he's apologizing is mostly because of the government, who told him to apologize. But let's just say that after that little, well, announcement has been made, the TV turns off, with Deku and Mina being called by Omega to pretty much go to the council, or the main ruling party of all of them. Oh. And now, where was I again? Ah, right. As they go to the, well, main ruling council of, well, essentially their base, or this entire area which they're currently in, they go ahead and congratulate Deku and Mina for their good work, along with Omega. And yeah, let's just say that after these little congratulations, they got some news. The Syndicate had just launched an attack on, well, on a warehouse located, or well, not a warehouse, more like a, well, military base located not in Japan but rather in South Korea, which is currently under, well, the management of Japan. If you guys are wondering why, go ahead and, well, that is, go ahead and, well, watch episode 0 or part 0. I explain a bit more in detail about the lore, shall we say, of this What If. But yeah, as, well, the council simply tells Deku that he needs to go ahead to Korea and actually support these robots, with Deku simply agreeing to it. And he immediately goes off, although this time he isn't walking on the surface of the ocean, but rather he is given something. Now then, because of Deku's quirk, which essentially makes him capable of, well, manipulating all technology which he touches, let's just say that what he currently sees in front of him is a submarine, along with a couple of different bits and pieces of destroyed robots. Needless to say, he makes himself be able to, well, go through water. Now then, as you guys can see on the picture right here, this is what he usually looks like. Now then, what he currently looks like is, well, this. Both of his legs are larger, his torso is larger, and pretty much everything about him is larger. And his hands are particularly large, with them actually almost being, well, to the bottom of the ground, that being where his legs are. Needless to say, he looks a bit different. His color scheme is no longer grey, but rather light blue and dark blue, all the way around him. And let's just say that with this new upgrade he took, he can now freely go through water. Or, well, simply putting it, he has become a submarine of sorts. And yeah, as he does that, he actually puts, or can now has storage facilities where he can put 5 drones. And he goes ahead and puts them basically where his back should be. And then after that, he starts going to Korea. As now, we move on from, well, Deku, and we go ahead to see Bakugou. Now then, in this What If, Bakugou, I believe I said that he never actually met Deku. So yeah. And on top of that, Bakugou's quirk is a tiny bit different. He still has explosions, but let's just say that his quirk mutated a tiny bit, to the point where he can now control any and all explosions he sees, although it puts quite a bit of strain on his body. And well, as we see Bakugou currently going to UA, and because of the, well, whole reasoning about robots not being able to be the main things used for the exam, let's just say that the way the new entrance exam works is that quirk users need to go up against, well, pro heroes. And it's essentially like this. 25 of the new, well, tryouts go ahead to, well, fight against one pro hero. Whichever one of them succeeds in touching the hero or knocking him out wins and, well, passes the exam. And well, as we see Bakugou. And now then, the hero he is currently fighting has, let's just say, a quirk similar to his, so explosions, which basically meant, I win already. And yeah, safe to say that in about 2.5 minutes of the exam starting, Bakugou had already beaten him and passed the exam. And after that, or after another 2 weeks, where Deku is actually almost to Korea, because yeah, he is currently, let's just say that their base is located, well, let's just say that it's more closer to Hawaii than Japan. So yeah, as Deku is, well, almost getting near Korea, he needs about 4 more days. And as now we go on to Bakugou yet again, who is currently entering UA. He stops a brown-haired girl from falling, that being Uchaka Uraraka. Or that is, wait, no crap. I said it wrong. Oh well. He essentially stops Uraraka from falling. And yeah, after that, he goes ahead and actually walks with her. And now then, it is what if Bakugou isn't as big of a, well, douchebag. Let's just say that his mother and father were actually quite disciplined him quite a lot. So yeah, he is prideful about his quirk, but it's not to the extent like in the anime. Although he does want to be the #1 hero, but he doesn't openly use his quirk to attack someone or something like that. Or at least out of, well, how do I say it again? Basically, he won't use his quirk to attack someone out of on a whim. If he sees someone and he wants to attack them, he won't use his quirk, or he won't attack them at all, because he's not like that. But yeah, as Bakugou and Uraraka enter the classroom, they see Ida and all of the other ones who are currently there. And after, well, the rest of the class enters, they start speaking rather loudly, waking up Mr. Aizawa. And as Aizawa wakes up, he tells them all that they're 5 minutes, well, let's just say, late to start the class. And after that, or 5 minutes too late to stop, well, speaking. After that, Aizawa gives them their uniforms and tells them to, well, go out to the training yard. With them being confused, and that's when he simply says, "Did I stutter?" With all of them then immediately going out. Or, well, going down to the changing rooms. They change into the uniforms and go out to the training yard, or the practice field. And all of them go ahead and start doing their, well, their little, shall we say, exam. As Bakugou is the first one on the leaderboard, but someone else who is tied with Bakugou is actually Todoroki. Because yeah, currently he is using both his ice and fire quirk and has actually been able to do something. On top of controlling ice and fire, he can now also somewhat control steam, although steam which he makes. So that being, he used his ice and then he melted the ice with fire. Needless to say, everything which went ahead and out of there, that being the water turning into steam, he can control it, which is quite useful, seeing as that steam is actually quite hot. And yeah, he pretty much uses this to get his ball all the way up to 2.5 kilometers. Quite a long way. And well, after that, all of them go ahead and go home, with Mineta being the one who has been expelled, because just like in the anime, Razorhead told him that he was going to be expelling us one student. He was going to expel the student who was in last place, and that student was Mineta. Finally, the pervert is gone. And well, after all that had happened, another few days passed by, with Deku now arriving, well, in Korea. As he goes ahead and tries to, well, look for the exact location of the robots who are apparently under siege by the Syndicate. And well, he finds them. And as he goes ahead and, well, as he goes to their coordinates, what he sees is pretty much a small war. As the division, heroes, villains, the syndicate, and the robots are all fighting, pretty much in a free-for-all, with even some of the villains attacking each other. And yeah, it's pretty much hell, as explosions are going off everywhere, lightning quirks, hardening quirks, quirks which can control the weather, along with quirks which can, well, manipulate the earth, are being used. Pretty much everything has gone to hell. As Deku, Deku is currently in this type of form, or in this type of suit, with the main difference being that, well, he's quite a bit larger, with him actually being up to 8 meters now. And yeah, after that had happened, he goes ahead and starts running towards the battlefield. And he uses a little something which Mina gave him. That something being a shield generator. As he presses it, there's now a shield around him, as it was a good idea, because just as he turns it on, 7 shells hit him almost immediately, those being from the artillery being fired by the division. The syndicate are using brainwashed robots, or robots which are reprogrammed to fight for them, while the division is, well, using mainly humans, but quite powerful humans at that, because the division squad teams or attack teams have permission to use their quirks. So yeah. And well, after about 20 minutes of painstakingly going through crater after crater, Deku finally arrives at, well, the base where the robots are, and when he enters it, he essentially sees carnage. Several dozens of robots completely destroyed all around him, and several dozen which are still left standing, with even then, most of them being quite damaged. And yeah, as Deku asks the main guy there, pretty much the lieutenant, what exactly happened here. And that's when the lieutenant simply tells him how exactly this started. The syndicate came with 10 times more men and robots than they had, and then after fighting for about a week or so, the division came. And yeah, after that, pretty much a small-scale war started. And well, this base, which had a bunch of robots inside of it, actually had about 1,200 robots. That number in the last 2.5 weeks was scaled all the way down to 20 or so. So yeah, as Deku pretty much tells all of them to go ahead and follow him. With, well, all the robots following him. And well, as Deku actually starts looking for a clear path for both him and the robots to safely pass. As he sees it, as, well, using his, well, sensors, he's able to figure out that a natural sinkhole is, well, not exactly in the middle of the battlefield, but rather on the flank of, well, their base, where currently the division and the syndicate are fighting. And yeah, using that formation, Deku goes ahead and sends out 5 of his drones. As, well, these drones are a bit different than the regular ones. The main difference, they have rockets on them. Needless to say, as all 5 of these drones unload their entire payload onto that one singular point, the sinkhole opens up, with all of the division agents and syndicate members falling to their deaths. And as that happens, Deku uses this, well, opportunity, along with the robots, to get them the hell out of there. And well, as they have been able to make it out that they're alive, they go ahead to, well, try and get a boat. And that's when they see it, a perfectly new submarine. And now, this submarine is quite large, being able, and when I say quite large, I mean quite large like this, 400 meters long and 120 meters wide. So yeah, quite a big submarine. Needless to say, both Deku and all the other robots go ahead and try to enter it, but there's someone blocking the path. And by that someone, I mean a lot of people, because this is pretty much the main submarine of the syndicate, or at least the main one which brought most of their troops there. And there is currently about a couple of hundred of troops defending it. Well, Deku tries something, as he calls in for the division agents to attack their flank, with both helicopters and tanks. And that happens, with 200 of the 370 syndicate members to go to defend it. And that's when Deku calls for another wave to attack the right flank, as the syndicate goes ahead and, well, splits off to attack this other threat. Out of 370 troops, there was only 55 of them defending the main area. And at that point, Deku, along with his 20 or so robots, jump out of the hiding and then start firing at them. The humans which were there are quickly taken care of, and just like that, Deku enters the submarine with all of his robot friends. And when he does enter it, he sees several hundred robots which are, well, currently being trapped and experimented on, or tortured, shall we say. When Deku sees this, he immediately lets all of them go. And, well, imagine this. There were hundreds upon hundreds of guards in the submarine itself, and all of them were in the main part where all the robots were stored also. So imagine this, as all the robots are in their own cells. The soldiers along with their, well actually but no, only the soldiers, as they start charging towards Deku, he opens up every single cell, as the cells open up on each side of the submarine, with the soldiers now looking at them. With the robots, who now slowly get out of there, they also start to massacre every single one of the syndicate soldiers. Needless to say, in about 3.5 minutes, the robots had lost 70 or so of their own, well, comrades, while the syndicate was completely killed off. And yeah, as Deku went ahead and now started piloting the submarine, getting them as far away as he can from Korea. And well, this was all done in a span of 2 days, because after this, we go ahead and move on to, well, back to Bakugou, who is currently in the middle of, I believe, the hero versus villains little, well, exam, which is basically when All Might took them and made them into teams of 2 to fight each other, those being the students. And yeah, I know that this video was a bit short, but yeah, I'm going to end it off here. The reason why I'm doing this is because, well, currently I have to go do something real quick, and later I probably won't be able to make another video. But if I do, it's probably going to be what if female Deku was a vigilante. And well, with that being said, I hope you guys and gals have a great day.